Oh yeah. That is actually a woman we are looking at there. That was Jennifer Hughes. Did you see the action?
Yeah, she has.
How can someone be that dedicated to revenge? To disappear for 5 years?
I like the way she came back. She did the comeback, and after many 5 years, was it 5 years?
5 years.
5 years of actually hard.
But by the way, she has been an action woman, I think, all along. You remember Electra?
She was
she was in something that she was a good movie. It was a good movie actually. Also a hero-like movie. So she was back in this Peppermint, and it was killer. Most everybody loved it. But since I had told you earlier that most of the people referred to it as the female version of the Punisher, makes us want to talk about the Punisher as well.
The Punisher.
2004
movie. This guy actually, it's Thomas Jane. What kind of name is?
I mean, can you please run us through the story?
but he's a very fine guy. He's actually in the movie. He's actually known as Frank Castle, and he's actually facing a money launderer. That is John Travolta, the only guy who can actually John Travolta, who was actually a very ruthless guy. I've never seen John Travolta actually being such a person.
He hasn't taken up such a character in many movies.
He was rude, so ruthless that he actually went ahead and actually cleaned out this guy's family. And this guy is a very humble guy. But then all the same, after that, he became.
I mean, he was so bad that he actually chose a T-shirt to wear every time he's going on.
With the mask.
The mask saying he's the Punisher.
The skull.
Yeah.
I think you've seen that. It was a skull which was some rugged skull.
The word the Punisher.
The word Punisher. And he actually moved on. He was actually going on in the hierarchy. He was going on killing this guy. I think he even made a phrase. The phrase was actually, I'm not here to, he said he wants to punish.
Yeah, he wants to punish. It's not for revenge, but to punish. Like apparently he's God. He's punishing sins.
It was a fine movie. You could actually go ahead and see it out.
2004, but actually let's look at it and enjoy the action in it. It is really nice. It's really interesting. Encouraging? It's not encouraging. It's encouraging. Let's just say it's encouraging. Everybody is. The Punisher with
Thomas Jane.
Yeah.
Away in time, you may come back someday.
Kill them all.
Live once more, or die once more. But in time, your time will be no more.
Wrote that for you. I'm gonna sing it at your funeral.
You're supposed to be dead.
Get up. Wheel the money out. Out the window.
You know whose money this is? You know whose building this is?
Howard Saints. You're not gonna believe this.
We're really sorry about your family.
What do you think he does?
Maybe he's an artist.
Get everyone in. We're going hunting.
This is not vengeance. No, not vengeance. It's punishment.
Call the Russian.
Took everything from me.
Make Castle dead!
Those who do evil to others will come to know me well.
No one's ever stood up for me before.
Call me the Punisher. Shouldn't play with knives.
Where the Punisher is concerned, there are some, as I say, some people just need to die.
thought it was very flattering for the studio to come to me and for Marvel to come to me. Having something that has such a huge following, it's quite a compliment to get an offer like this. Here's a guy whose heart just darkened and who basically thinks he can only save the world by killing everybody who's bad, and that's just right up my alley.
Lexi Alexander and all of the actors that we brought on board really embraced the comic books as the source for their characters and for the look of the film. So there was a complete commitment to bringing that sensibility to life.
We're sticking so honestly to the source material, to the Max series, to the Tim Bradstreet illustrations, to the Garth Ennis characterizations. Right from frame one, it's going to stand up as Punisher Warzone. There's a reinvention of the wheel, and we've discovered a way of telling it, which I think is going to create a whole new legion of fans.
Before this, you know, maybe you have Dick Tracy, which to me is very stylized, but also looks very clean. Punisher wants to be a little more gritty. The colors, the contrast, very dark.
It was important to me to be authentic, and if you read those comic books, and if you see those pictures, there will be people impaled and heads shot off and exploding, and that's what it is. And I think once I said yes to this movie, I committed to it, and we all committed to making it authentic, and I think everything else is a sin.
Frank is a take action kind of guy. He doesn't ask questions. A lot of times doesn't take names and numbers. When he sees something that needs to be fixed, he fixes it.
And so the action is based on that. There's a lot of gunplay, and there's a lot of great hand-to-hand combat, and it's very fast, because I personally, when I go see an action movie, if something doesn't happen within 20 minutes, even I think about my laundry.
We have sequences that take place throughout every imaginable urban setting.
One of the most challenging things about bringing this film to life was coping with weather. And in this case, it was filming nights in late fall and winter in Montreal. We'd be filming and it would be 22 below zero outside. Even when we were inside, we were in unheated locations. There were sequences that we had to film later on in Vancouver because once the snow fell in Montreal, it never left.
Somebody has to punish the corrupt.
Ray Stevenson is Frank Castle. From the time that he walked in the door, he was a Tim Bradstreet cover brought to life.
He's so into this character. He is the perfect height and the perfect size, and he's been working out and he's been getting into guns.
It wasn't my wish that people would actually walk out the cinema wanting to be the Punisher. To say that people want to be the Punisher is to say, well, do they want to be Frank Castle? If some people want to be the Punisher and tool up and right the ills of their life and punish people, they're in denial. Frank Castle in himself is in such a dark place. He's in a tunnel without any light.
I think if anything makes this movie work, it's Ray Stevenson.
From now on, you call me Jigsaw.
Dominic West is an incredibly good actor for this because he really understands what the disfiguration actually means in humanity.
It's very liberating to wear a mask, and it means that you're not hampered by naturalism or one's own looks. One can be fully a different character, and I suppose that's always what excited me about acting, was transformational acting. I get very nervous doing fights, and it was interesting fighting with Ray because he's done a couple more than me so far, and he's completely calm, which is exactly how you have to be, otherwise you're going to hurt each other. Because I just lose it when they go action. I just become completely unprofessional, which is exactly what you don't want in someone you're fighting. You know, you want someone who's in control. Unfortunately, Ray is, but I'm not.
Step the fuck away from my little girl.
Mom, that's a dad word.
Go inside, Grace.
I kind of phrase, what was it, Julie bends but she doesn't break. She has this fragility, but she's tough cookie.
Here's a woman who, for me, has a little bit more of an edge, is a little bit tougher. She's not just the damsel in distress that needs to be rescued. She's the mother bear, the protector, will do anything to save her child.
With all due respect, Captain, that is bullshit!
Colin Salmon is another larger-than-life character.
I really insisted on this character because what he represents is the other side of Castle. So really, who Paul Podyansky is, it's his alter ego. That's a really great thing to have in a story, because there's got to be somebody who has to say what you're doing is wrong.
The beautiful thing about Colin is that you've got a big guy who's as big as the Punisher, who will trade blows. He is the sort of good side that maybe Frank could have been.
And my character flies really close to understanding where the Punisher's at, but due to the fact he still has love, he still has his wife, he doesn't quite cross that line, and actually Frank Castle sort of talks about that with him and says, you do not want to be me.
Yummy, yummy, yummy in my tummy, tummy, tummy.
LBJ is not a character from the comic book, but a character that Lexi created.
Doug Hutchison plays a great psychotic character. This part could be boring if it wouldn't be for him playing it.
What's interesting about Looney Bin Jim is that when they pick me up at the asylum and we escape, I'm on medication, but then I don't take my medication with me. So that by the end of the movie, when I have this incredibly insane fight with the Punisher, I'm just unleashed.
We feed off each other's pretended insanity.
There's this intense brotherly love between us. We'll do anything for each other. And so we've been trying to find windows of opportunity to show how much we love each other.
So we're trying to up that as much as possible because it just makes it more weird.
Don't worry, I'm here.
Give me your fucking gun.
Dash and I have a little bit of history because he was in my first short film and I've known him for a long time. Detective Martin Soap pretends to be one thing and really there's something much deeper going on. That's really his mythology, is that he outsmarts everybody as he's being the biggest dork.
I don't really get to do much action in this movie, which is a bummer. My first day of shooting, it's a scene at the bar where Podyansky comes into Soap and says he needs to find Frank Castle. And he just pimp slaps me off the bar and I fall down on the ground, and that was the opening of the movie for me, and my only action was getting itch slapped. You know what I'm saying?
You boys play nice.
The idea was that Wayne Knight was a little bit of a comedic relief, and Wayne is obviously incredible at that, but then what interested me more was when Wayne was vulnerable and serious. He's so good at that.
And I'm very glad that he doesn't get the demise that we had in the comic books, which is actually Frank basically sawn off shotgun, takes his head off. Having met Wayne and worked with Wayne, I'm very glad I'm not dispatching him.
When I was shot, I was supposed to keep my eyes open. After being shot, we didn't have a lot of takes. I'm like, no problem, I'll keep my eyes open. Oh, you closed your eyes. Oh, okay. Next time I'll keep them open. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Boom! You know.
It's so exciting to be able to bring all of these elements together. The best cast, the best crew, a really world-class director.
We really try to do everything to be as authentic to the comic book as possible. This is everything I imagined and more.
Yes, welcome back actually from those awesome trailers, and we're yet again here. That is next Sunday, and we are at the same time, that is from 2 to 2:30, and just don't miss, yeah? You get those trailers, the very same trailers you actually listen to, and the very trailers you're going to listen to actually more and more of them.
I mean, the show has been filled with fun. There's been a lot of fun. Yes, the show has been interesting. We're having Rixel on camera.
Yeah, Rixel actually is Simon the Chipmunk.
Yes, Simon the Chipmunk. You've seen him. Yes, he's a voiceover. He has a weird voice. He's going to come here and then he's talking and he gives you the end. You'll say it, okay? My name is Savon. Follow me on Facebook, Savon Okurut, or Qrut, and on Twitter it's Savon Okurut, and on YouTube it's Savon still. Yes, I am with
but then it's your boy Ronnie out here, and you can catch me on my handle, that is at Rarakod. That is where you can actually get me. That is Twitter, or you can actually go ahead and actually get me on Facebook. Yeah, that is at Ronnie Ayasi.
Ayasi?
Yeah, Ayasi. Facebook, Ronnie Ayasi. Yeah.
Ra code, I mean ra code.
Code.
Everybody. Thank you for staying tuned to Record TV. Yes, Record TV Uganda on Facebook, Record TV Uganda on Twitter, and Record TV Uganda on YouTube.
And YouTube, yeah.
Yes, follow us all. We'll be streaming live. We've been giving live lately. Okay, yeah, if you're using your decoders, yes, you can watch us on free-to-air decoder on
Star Times and Go TV.
It's 832, sometimes it shifts to 828. So don't be afraid to surf through your stations. And on what?
221. Yeah, we have 221. That is on Star Times. Then free-to-air, man. Free-to-air, it's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. There is a lot of fun. Coming up next is going to be My First Home. It is a nice show. Thank you so much, everybody. Yes, Record TV. Just till next time we meet next Sunday, same time, same place, same seats.